Hi, my name is Joanie'S. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been to my website, please go to joanieswhitelighthealing.com. I am a professional psychic, medium, healer, and spiritual guide. Please reach out to me through my website if you're interested in having a reading, a healing. I do Skype, phone, Facebook video, and FaceTime video for folks who are not local to North Central New Jersey and prefer a remote session. All the information about me is on my website. I used to be a therapist in New York City for 10 years, and I didn't believe in any of this until the gifts came in, and there's no turning back. Once one has an experience like this and they're able to go into other lifetimes to find out the root cause of problems, when they can see into bodies, channel animals, body parts, crystals, plants, consciousnesses, when they can assist others in healing themselves, mind, body, and spirit, there's no turning back. It's not possible to go back to that other lifetime's profession. If people are able to do that, God bless. But this is a magnificent profession. Many people aren't aware that it's a profession. It takes a lot of work here and the accumulation of other lifetimes' work to get to pass through many stages of fear, acceptance, gratitude, forgiveness, a lot of healing work, doing a lot of self-work in order to come as a very clear channel. Use your discernment regarding who you choose to get information from. If you experience doom and gloom from others, I say erase, delete, and run. So with that being said, I was guided to talk about the keys again to how I am getting through this very challenging time. I have spoken about this before. This is a momentous time in Earth's history, and the galactics and those from all over creation are watching with bated breath. It is a fantastic way for a planet to ascend by shifting, lifting evil and eliminating it, exposing it for folks to have the choice whether they wish to wake up and see it and move forward. So the first thing that I would like to say regarding coping is accepting what is before you in the now. If a person has difficulty with their plate, what's on their plate, and they deny it, repress it, minimize it, if they disallow, if they do not permit for it to even be before them and they ignore it, then it will keep nudging them and irking them. Kind of like the princess and the pea. They're going to feel that darn thing. It's not going anywhere. So acceptance, I call it the A word, is key to managing what is happening now. Acceptance is a perception. It's the heart and mind connection that brings on the conclusion that what is in the now is okay. Not that it's necessarily feeling good, but that it is divinely ordered. I accept that I am exactly where I am to be, and that what is before me, both personally and externally in my environment, societally and earthwise and consciousness-wise, that everything is ordered. I accept this. I'm no longer pushing against the river. I'm not fighting something like a salmon going upstream. Abraham, through Esther Hicks, is talking about being in the vortex or going with that flow, going with that flow. And if you're accepting at every moment in the now during that flow, you're in a great position. It gives you more power. It gives you more sovereignty and authority over your perceptions overall. All of your divine guidance is shooting well, and it's bouncing back very, very clearly because you are accepting versus disallowing. So the first key I would say is acceptance. The second would be allowing yourself not to know. So being in the unknown during these thar difficult times is key. That gray area, not knowing what the heck is going on, not knowing what's going to happen next is key. I believe that the gray area is between A and B. And when you're in the middle, that's where everything is happening. That's where there's transformation. That's where there's opportunity for growth, for shifting. And now is the time when we have the opportunity to massively grow, to shift, not only individually, but as a collective for Earth's ascension. I believe that if one sits in their unknown, in their anxiety, in their difficulty being in that semi-state, they will possibly implode. Maybe they're going to go, oh my God, and they'll chew all their nails off. I'm not suggesting they do it. What I'm saying is when you allow yourself to be in the now, when you have difficulty being in that gray area, your anxiety level might go up. So be safe. Maybe try that out when you're at home and there are people around, or have a friend over and say, hey, I want to sit here in the gray area and see what happens. You're probably going to find out what you're afraid of. Now, also, one thing that you can do if you're having difficulty is you ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Do a reality check with yourself. A lot of times people's fears are not based, and that they're irrational. They're illusions. And one needs to challenge themselves to see whether they have realistic fears. Now, if their fears are realistic regarding being in the gray area, again, that not knowing is the acceptance. For today, I don't know. And there's a possibility that such and such might happen that could suck, but I need to accept this. What's another thing that a person does? Number 3. So we've got acceptance, being in the gray area. And the third is doing the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This is all about control. A lot of humans have control issues. Once you have the veil over you and you come into an incarnation, that first challenge is the illusion that you're separated from source, which isn't so. It is an illusion. So people end up with control issues, always wanting to Jones and do and control and grab and fasten so they know, so they have, so they're not in that gray area. And then they feel that because they now know and they have control over something, they've got this. But God laughs when you make plans, number 1. And number 2, you never know what's going to happen next. So even if you find yourself at a place where you have control, there could just be a shift in your reality. And all of a sudden, again, you're out of control. I don't know whether this is Einsteinian, but it's quoted a lot that Einstein said, the only thing that is constant is change. We like this here as souls in Earth School. We actually enjoy shifts. We enjoy not knowing. We enjoy fluctuation because when there's a little bit of anxiety, that's when we have the opportunity to go through discomfort, to shift our perceptions and grow spiritually. The Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. When something is before you, you ask yourself, do I have control over this? Yes, no, like a flow chart. And then you do your part. If you don't have control over it, you could pray on it, ask for miracles, sleep on it, let it go, surrender, ask the other side for assistance. The fourth thing that one can do is follow their intuition. I was following so many channels, so many truthers, so many talking heads. And then it became so dizzying that I was not aware of who was who. And I felt uncomfortable with most, if not all. I did not know where they were from. I did not know what their agenda was. I did not know them personally. Therefore, I pulled out. I stopped listening to all channels and talking heads. People send me things all the time. I had read in channeling and prophecy, end times, that in the end, everything will be inverted, and that it will be difficult to know truth. So I take that into consideration. So what is in my control, hence waxing to Serenity Prayer, I have the ability to go inside and use my intuition regarding how I feel, because my feelings are my guides. My feelings guide me. And that is great. So you can follow whoever you want. That's fantastic. There's no judgment. But if something feels off, maybe there's something more going on. I followed someone for a very long time and then learned firsthand through someone else who had worked for this person that they were a sociopathic narcissist and a sexual predator, and they've got a big name. No interest in doing this again. So I spiritually witness and I assess all the time using my feelings. And if something is off, sometimes I check in with other friends to see, hey, do you know that one? What do you make of that? So that would be the fourth thing that keeps me going. The fifth thing would be surrendering. And that it goes in the category, maybe it's a subcategory of the Serenity Prayer. And surrender is really allowing yourself to be held in the palm. So for those of you who know the footprints prayer, where there were two sets of footprints, and then that person was going through a difficult time, and then they saw during their difficult time there was only one set of footprints, and they say to Jesus or to God, you forsook me. It was then that I needed you. And then Jesus or God says, it was then that I carried you. So you are always held. And if it becomes too much, if this time is overwhelming for you, I tell people, I tell my clients and my friends, just go in the palm. Go in the palm and surrender. Other people say, Jesus, take the wheel. Other people say, you take this. I can't. I can't anymore. I'm going to do what's in my control. I surrender. Please. Thank you. One can put words down on pieces of paper like hope and peace and love and joy and trust. Those are positive, high vibration affirmations, and those consciousness constructs can sit with you. You beckon them to you, to surround you. If you feel fearful, call upon the divine ones of the highest of Christ light. If you like crystals, carry them. They are our friends. They are beloved babies, the children, the ones that extend their healing properties to us all. And if you don't have a hard copy one, you call upon it to come and adorn you with the love of their healing spirit. Some people like oils. Use the oils or call upon the oil in spirit to adorn you. Some people burn candles. Some people pray. Some people rest. Others meditate. Others come together as a group, and in prayer and meditation, in song, in dance, in cooking, in creating of any kind, it's exponential in the way that the light vibrates and assists not only with healing each participant respectively, but the consciousness, the collective consciousness as a whole. Some people read their cards. Some people are into numerology and they look into the numbers. Others are into the animal spirits. Others are working with the elements. There are many that work with wood. There are many that sing and dance, act, write. Many cook and bake. All of these creative activities soothe and calm the heart. Chatting with a beloved friend, a trusted one, or family member, child, colleague, whoever that may be, a partner, a spouse, a grandparent, an elder, a wise one. That assists as well. Move your body, exercise it, stretch, do what you can. And if you are unable in any way, shape, or form, in your mind's eye, which is your third eye, your brow chakra, imagine that you are moving your physical vessel. I've channeled that for clients that, in fact, if they are bedridden, that they are to imagine that they are moving their body, and I believe that it actually does assist. Yes, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please see your healthcare professional and your mental health care professional for all guidance if needed. So with all of this being said, the last part that I would say that friends and colleagues and friends and clients have asked me, how do you manage? How do you wake up every morning with what's on your plate and what's going on in the world? Because you see a lot of things that's going on. And I say spiritual distancing or witnessing. And I pull out of the movie screen and I take a seat in the theater and I have my metaphorical box of popcorn and I take a look at what is before me without that emotional attachment. And my perception appears different than if I were embroiled in it emotionally. This is a fantastical experiment, this Earth School, a very challenging experiment of taking a spirit and putting it in a physical vessel, which is what we normally choose not to do in other realms. And then a veil is put over us and we do not remember our respective soul contracts. We don't remember our karma. Most people don't. Some people's veils are so thin they remember pre-birth planning, they remember their contracts, etc. But for the most part, the veil is put over us and then it's go. So with this challenge, we now find ourselves here, as is prophesied. Some call it end times. I've been calling it the eye of the needle. We love it here. Many of us are time travelers. We are not from this earth. I am Arcturian. There are others who are angelics and others who are elementals and others who are consciousnesses and twinned souls and collectives that come into human form to assist with humanity's awakening. We love it here. We wish to assist humanity. And we ask for nothing in return. I hope this video assists you. Please share it with friends that you feel will find it helpful, where it might lift them. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Press the bell all icon and you'll receive notifications every time I put out a video. And like, and please comment below. I love hearing from you. And if you have any requests for future videos, please put them down in the comments because I read them all. I am wishing you the happiest of holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas, whether you celebrated the solstice, whether you celebrate the new year. May your days be bright amidst an extremely challenging season. bless you all, and I send you love and hugs. Bye, y'all.